Okay, we're continuing our discussion in 9.6 here. This one has another compound statement. I'm going to make a truth table for it. It's a complicated one. We have P or Q and the compound statement not P and not Q. That one we're going to build out. Okay, so first we want this P or Q. We've seen this before. We're just going to put it in here again. P or Q is true when either of them is true. The only way it's false is if they're both false. All right? Then that's this statement. Now we're going to build this one up. So we need the disjunct or the negation of P, which is false, false, true, true. We've seen that one a couple of times. And then we have the negation of Q, which we also know goes false, true, just turning these values opposite. And then we're going to disjunct those two. We're going to look at we're going to conjunct those two. We're going to look at not P and not Q. Okay. The conjunction is easy to make false. It's false when either of them are false. It's only true when they're both true. So otherwise it's false. False, false, false. Only true here. Now, on the last column, let's use that shorthand I showed in the last one. We'll look at this one as statement 1, compound statement 1. This one's compound statement 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the conjunction of 1 and 2. Okay. Well, to fill that in, I look at 1 and 2, and I put in a false if either of them is false. The only place I can put a true is if they're both true. So this one's false, 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 and false. This one, unlike the last one, is never true. That's exactly the opposite of the tautology. This one's called a contradiction. So a contradiction takes two statements that cannot both be true at the same time. One of them can be true, the other one, but they can't both be true at the same time. So that's usually what someone means when they say, well, that's a contradiction. You have two things that contradict each other. They can't both be true. So that's what we're looking at here. And whenever you conjunct two things that can't both be true at the same time, you end up with this statement. So that's the third thing in section 9.6. We've dealt with logical equivalence, tautologies, and now contradictions.